you mean murdered?
In the nighttime stories, the dead people are always murdered.
No, Zora. Those are all pretend. This is real. Isn't that right, Lily?
Yes, exactly. There's no reason to think that George was... His hat.
I came by to have him sign some papers. I found him like this.
Would you like to say a few words?
Nah.
There are these rowdy twin rams I've named Ronnie and Reggie, and the very proud and dignified Sir Richfield. Cloud, the fluffiest, bit of a diva, that one. Zora, the most curious. Mopple, the most patient. And Wool-Eyes, well, because I haven't thought of a better name. And, okay, I know I said they're all special, but I have to admit that two of my sheep are the most special. There's Sebastian, my biggest ram, like me, bit of a loner. Sooner or later he wanders away, and sooner or later he comes back. And finally, Lily, my smartest sheep. The one who always seems to know what I'm thinking in my head and feeling in my heart. Above all others, she brings me the kind of peace that only shepherds know. A peace that comes from taking care of the kindest creatures on earth. Each day starts by tending to their health. I keep them well fed, well groomed. I do my best to keep them entertained.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you.
And I make sure they get their medicine, which I think they'd say they enjoy. If only they could speak.
Time for your medicine, mate.
There you go. And when my chores are finished and the sun starts to sink low in the sky, I choose a book to read out loud to them. Detective novels, mysteries, whodunits, all my favorites.
I know when Ronnie Hollingshead was murdered, and I know who the real killer was.
I like to pretend that they follow along with the story, but I know in my heart that as special as they are, they're still sheep.
No, no more. Go on, a lot of you.
I'll read the ending tomorrow.
Why would he stop there?
He was just about to say who the killer was.
This is torture. It was the maid, right?
Of course it's the maid.
No. It was the gardener, always cutting the grass, but never eating any.
Yeah, suspicious.
Are you all nuts? The doctor did it.
No way! It was the creepy aunt.
The creepy aunt was 3 stories ago, genius.
How do we have the same parents?
Oh, here we go. Right.
Oh, they're off again.
You're all wrong. I figured it out 2 chapters ago.
The maid, right?
Not the maid, the nephew, Bertie Hollingshead.
But Lily, didn't the detective prove all the evidence against Bertie Hollingshead had been forged by the real killer?
Exactly. Don't you see? To escape conviction, he forged the evidence himself. Bertie Hollingshead was the real killer.
What'd you do that for?
George is going to finish the story tomorrow. You'll see.
I still think it's the maid.
Bertie knew all about the law that said a person cannot be prosecuted twice for the same crime. And so, to escape conviction, he forged the evidence himself. Bertie Hollingshead was the real killer.
Now, most of my sheep seem to spend their day either eating or thinking about eating. But I have 3 rambunctious lambs with boundless energy. Happy, carefree little creatures who were born in the spring. Actually, almost all lambs are born in the spring. And then there's my one lamb, who was born in the winter.
Oh, hello. I'm Daisy. I'm Oliver. I'm Pickles. What's your name?
I didn't have a name.
Do you want to play with us?
No, shoo! You're not to play with that winter lamb. He doesn't belong in this flock.
For reasons that only make sense to a sheep. A flock will often reject a lamb born in the winter.
That's okay. Oh, come here.
Just because a winter lamb is different.
I have a question. Why is George always so nice to that lamb?
George isn't a sheep. No one's ever taught him about winter lambs.
Oh, and one last thing. If you accept my invitation, you should know that I live near a town called Denbrook. It has its own special types. For instance...
Morning, Caleb.
Caleb, also a shepherd.
Good morning, ladies.
Don't like him. Ham, the butcher, really don't like him. Beth, the innkeeper, doesn't like me.
Oh, I could kill that man.
Tim, the policeman, an idiot. And Reverend Hillcoat, who fancies himself a shepherd of men. We have a complicated relationship.